that he's okay to be in the Allahabad court?
Well, Vineet, I read the first report did indeed say that he'd been transferred back to Allahabad. Then a subsequent report said his transfer was on hold. He was not allowed to take up any cases, and the investigations were to be initiated with 3 judges looking into it. And since then, all the documentation and the videos have been put out in the public domain. So ostensibly, the CJI is doing all he can to try and arrive at guilt or otherwise, and not letting the judge operate as usual, business as usual. But the biggest problem that has arisen is one day after the videos were taken and the fire department said that there were sacks and sacks of cash estimated at 15 crores, the next day it was gone. And the judge himself issued a 6-page denial, said it's a conspiracy. I didn't know anything about this cash. I don't know how it came there or whether it was there at all. When the Chief Justice of the High Court came, we went and looked it over. There was nothing there. Now, the point is, if you tell the police to find who moved the money, they will find these people in a very short while. And if they are asked to find the money and bring it, they will do that as well. Now, I wonder if this investigation is a cover-up, because unless these instructions are given, there is no proof there was any money at all. And that is open to common sense. So what is the judiciary doing, the collegium appointed investigation doing, if it doesn't even try to find the money? So first things first, are they going to issue instructions to the police? Because what happens here, because of various immunities given to judges, the police are hesitant to do things unless they are specifically instructed. Vineet.
All right. Well, Gautam, there is also, this talk which has gotten very, very profound at this point in time, that this is just one judge. There always have been, backdoor murmurs about corruption in the judiciary, and that it's never spoken about openly. It's discussed in meeting rooms, but everybody goes about doing their business. Now, the fact of the matter is that this also connotates another problem, that the rich get their way when it comes to delaying dates or having an urgent hearing at 11 p.m. at night. But it's predominantly the poor, which our country constitutes of, that suffer because of corruption in judiciary. How does this in fact shine a light to that predicament?
Well, it's in a hopeless mess. I mean, right from how many cases are pending, which run into lakhs, if not crores, to the lower judiciary being heavily overburdened, the higher judiciary being a cabal of relatives and friends of the collegium without much regard to merit. It might be said that if you live in a judge's house, you become half a judge. Maybe that is the logic that is being used to select judges. At the same time, the irony is the government of the day pays the salaries, provides the housing, provides the security, in fact, makes it possible. And yet they have little or no say. Once the parliament made a law to make itself the supreme authority on how higher court judges were to be appointed, and the judiciary managed to overturn it. So unless again an attempt was made to amend the law, take it to 2/3 of the states, constitutional amendment, it couldn't be done. And at that point in time, shortly after 2014, when Modi came in, he decided not to proceed with all that, as it would be a controversial thing very early in his career as prime minister. The collegium is, I think, very much due for reform. Self-reform is unlikely to work because it has built itself up over 75 years. And so it'll have to come from the government of the day. Whether they will bite the bullet or not is doubtful. Also because how they've hardly commented on this incident and said, let's leave it to the Supreme Court. The law minister said that. So, I don't think the government is very keen on reforming the judiciary right at this point. Now, as far as whether all of it, from the bottom to the top, is riddled with corruption, hearsay has it, yes, it is. In terms of actual proof, there isn't any, or there's very little. From time to time, an occasional judge does something wrong, and he is mildly censured and sidelined, and that's about it. So we will have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. And Mr. Jotwani, in fact, in 2008, there was a corruption allegation against Justice Nirmal Yadav of the Punjab and Haryana court. It was a mix